Okay, hi all. We're continuing our steak series, and when I say series, there's going to be multiple videos that make it into a series. It's a little bit early. Like I said, I was going to do this at 4:15. I'm just going to get it ready. And by ready, I'm just going to uncover my grill and take everything off. Fortunately, it is not raining yet, and it's not that windy. Actually, it's not windy at all because there is no wind associated. So I'm going to pull you guys back a little bit. Not sure if you guys are going to be able to... Yeah, I got to be careful with that because I just knocked you off. I'm going to see if I can tip this. There we go. So you guys can see. This is all the inside of my grill. And I do use this sometimes, especially if I'm doing multiple things, such as a baked potato, or if I was doing different wings, I would use this. And this is a double rack. One cooking surface goes here and another one goes on top. So if I was doing chicken wings and wanted to do vegetable, or if I'm doing different kebabs in the summertime, I can utilize both racks and I can put multiple things in my grill. But we're not going to use that today. Now I know we're going to be talking about different parts of the grill, and this will apply only to those of you that have grills that take charcoal. This will not apply to a gas grill because gas grills usually only have one specific grate. Sometimes they'll have a cast iron grate and not a metal grate like this. This is a metal, this is a cast iron. I'm going to be using the cast iron grate today. The reason being is if I use this has enough air going through that this gets super hot, especially if I'm doing a cook that requires the grill to get really hot. I do use this, but I don't use this all the time. I use this one more for smoking because it has enough space between to allow smoke to get to the cook. 99.9% of the time, I use my cast iron cooking grate. And I'm going to try to show you this. You might notice that there's a lot of gunk on this. And this is from multiple cooks. When I say I'm going to clean my grate, and I usually don't do this until there's a fire, there's a specific tool I have, and I'm going to grab it. I'm going to be out of the frame for a second. And it's this guy. This guy is perfect. He is a wooden paddle. And what I basically do is I just scrape the grate and I get all of the crud off of my grate. Now you can clean these grates with soap and water. You can also use SOS on them. However, if you do that, make sure they are fully cleaned because whatever chemical you put on this is going to wind up going back into your food. So usually when I do this, I will get a very hot fire and it will burn a lot of this junk off. You are going to need to reseason if you have a cast iron grate. And by reseasoning, you're going to put oil on it. You're going to fire up the grill. You're going to close the lid and you're going to let the oil adhere to your cast iron, and that's what's going to make your cast iron last. Now I just put that away, and I think the last cook we did on the grill using the large was the barbecued ribs, and I can tell because I have some barbecue sauce on this side. I'm not worried about that right now because this will burn off. And since I'm doing a beef video, now my grill had the option of buying a basket, and that's what I did. It holds all of my charcoal really nicely. And you're going to want to do, if you have a Weber or any type of a grill that has wood that you're going to reuse, always take your basket out and shake it over your garbage can. That's going to do two things. That's going to get rid of all of the ash, because you don't want ash. What happens is if ash gets in here, and I'm going to show you, you see all that white on the bottom of my grill, that's all ash. You don't want that in your grill, because eventually what that's going to do is that's going to clog your grill and prevent your grill from actually heating to the temperatures that you desire. So what we're doing is we're just taking the ash and I'm going to kind of hopefully be able to show you this. And hopefully you guys will be able to see that. Yeah, you'll be able to see this. You see these holes down here, and this is almost on every grill except for your gas grill. Your gas grills will not have this because they don't need to have them. Usually they're vented from the top and they're gas, so the gas controls. But like on your Webers and stuff, and usually the Weber will have a wheel at the bottom where all this collects. Make sure at every cook, when you go to reuse your grill, that you're cleaning your grill. That one takes care of your grill, but it also makes sure that you have a good cooking temperature for your next grill. And you want to get in the habit of doing it with every cook, because the more stuff that builds up, the less likely it is that your grill will over time be able to heat up to the desired temperatures, and you don't want to do that when you're grilling. And what I do is usually once a month I do what they call a big cleaning, and that's I take everything out of the grill and I just make sure that there's no ash clogging any of the holes. And I'm going to show you this part. It doesn't get on food, but this is all from the beef drippings from when I did the beef, and it just kind of glommed onto the bottom of this. But this can get back into the food, and you don't want that. You always want to make sure that this is clean. So now that you've done that, I'm just going to reassemble. I'm reusing some of my charcoal. This is not a lot of charcoal left in the basket, so I'm going to top it off. And depending on what you're cooking, you may or may not need to add a lot of charcoal. What I usually do is I just fill it to the top. That way, for my next cook, I don't have to necessarily refill it. And I'm going to show you what I mean. If some of you guys are wondering what charcoals I use the Jealous Devil. Natural, it's all natural hardwood lumps charcoal. That's what I use in my grill, because my grill uses this charcoal. It does not use Kingsford. If yours uses Kingsford, use Kingsford. If yours uses natural wood, try to go with a good quality natural wood. And like I said, I use Jealous Devil when I'm grilling, and it works wonders for me. I've been using it for the last several years. I used to use the Big Green Egg wood, which is also a very good wood in your grill. So I'm going to show you, this is all the way up to the top, and hopefully you guys can see that. Go back a little bit. And I can use this for multiple cooks. Again, every cooking. So my next cook, I'll take the basket, shake it, put it back, and see if I need to add anything to it. I shouldn't have to add much more charcoal for the next cook because I filled it all the way to the top. I'm also putting my starter. If you were wondering what starters I use, my egg uses these natural starters where you just light these. These have no chemicals in them, so I don't pour lighter fluid into this. And you don't want to put lighter fluid on something that's ceramic because the ceramic will end up taking on the lighter fluid. If you have a Weber, this is different. Webers are designed for lighter fluid because it burns really quick and they're metal. And every grill, like I said, is going to be different. Now I'm going to stop you guys because I'm almost at the 12-minute mark and I don't want a long video. I'll come right back.